Oh, I wish you could hear the music I'm listening to. It's good. Today I've gone all Arabic. Listen to that. It's, you know, I love music. Music just really takes me to another level. It changes my mood. Anyway, I am here. I'm out here. I'm sure you can imagine. You can hear the noise. It's really noisy. I'm here because I wanted to swim, but then it's raining. It's raining, and look. You see? You see that? It's raining. You see? Even here. The cloud is dark. I came out here to swim, but I have to wait. I don't want to go up. I don't want to go up. I want to swim so that when I go in, I can do other things. You know? That is my life. My life is very simple around here. So I've switched on the live just because I'm sitting here waiting for the rain to finish. Then I can go in and start swimming. And I thought, well, I could, you know, say something. We could entertain each other. So nothing serious, really. Nothing serious. It is just that, you know. So, but I was just going through social media because, you know, for me, I don't just talk. I also listen to what others have to say. So yesterday, President Hakainde Hichilema opened Parliament, and his speech, from my point of view, was very progressive, very sincere. I say very sincere because, I mean, at least he didn't run away from the challenges that our government is facing. You know, he didn't run away from that. He acknowledged the challenges that government is facing, and of course he also gave, you know, the alternate, the plan on what they intend to do to come out of whatever situation. And at the moment, the issue of load shedding is a big one. A lot of you are complaining of load shedding, and Hakainde Hichilema did acknowledge that, and he laid out a plan on how we are going to get out of this problem. I think that was sincere, that was progressive. On a number of issues, really, you know, when you talk about mining, he stated out the challenges that are there and what government is doing and the way forward. Talk about health sector, talk about the local government. He was quite articulate and very deliberate. You know, you can actually see a vision in yesterday's presentation. You can feel the vision of Hakainde Hichilema. You can even attest to the fact that it is true. He went through that. He went through that speech. He put down his vision. You know, how surprisingly, out of that, you have some people coming out to say, how can he write his own speech? I mean, I can't understand you. I mean, the man is a president, and that was a presidential speech. And that speech, it's where you outline, I mean, what you have for the country. It's where you put down, you know, your vision. what your government is doing. And so it surprises me that some people are making a joke. You're even making it a headline. How can he write his own speech? Honestly. And, then others, they have gone to start criticizing, some petty issues in the speech, some vocabulary, some whatever. Others, one big joke that I've read is whereby somebody saying, the speech is full of promises, but no truth. I mean, what are you saying? What are you saying? You are saying the speech is full of promises, but no truth. I mean, the guy is giving you hope. The guy is outlining his vision. How can you say there is no truth? I mean, he's telling you this is what we are doing, and this is what we intend to do. And you say there is no truth. What was not true in that speech? And this is the problem that I have with a number of, my fellow politicians. They like to make general statements, but they can't back those statements. You make a general statement, there is no truth in that speech. So, I mean, when you say there is no speech, there is no truth in that speech, why don't you outline what is not true in the speech? I would want to. That's why I spent quite some time this morning, because here it is already almost it's almost evening. What's the time now? It's almost 14 hours. So part of this morning I went through to read what other people are saying about the speech. Okay, I haven't gone through it critically. I need to sit down. I think maybe that's what I'll do after swimming. I might spend some time to sit and go through it. But then tomorrow in the evening, I will bring out some of the points that I will get from that speech. But in the meantime, I wanted to hear what others have to say. And the biggest, some of the critics that I've just picked up is that, no, the Nahamasaka, they didn't write the speech properly. There are some grammatical errors. Then others, no, how can he be writing his own speech? Then others now, the most crazy one, where you say it is full of promises, and yet there is no truth in it. Me, I want to see what is not true. Tell me before I read it, so that I can hear from you, and then when I read, I can confirm what you are saying. You can't just say there is no truth. What do you mean there is no truth? What is not true in that speech? And notable politicians, some of these people that talk too much, if you have seen, they are quiet because it's difficult to criticize. Because I heard the speech, by the way. I heard the speech. The only thing is that, it's one thing when you sit and you are listening to somebody deliberating, you are not taking points. Usually what I do is that when I'm listening, I usually have a pen and paper, and I write down the points. But I didn't do that yesterday because I was somehow confused with the Charlie cake issue. But today I feel better. Anyway, but I'll do that later on. Now, I have a problem when you make general statement that there is no truth. I am challenging you. What is not true in that? What is not true? What is not true? From my point of view, my brothers and sisters, at the moment, Hakainde Hichilema is doing very well. And I wonder who can do better than Hakainde Hichilema at the moment. I really wonder if there is somebody that can do better than Hakainde Hichilema at the moment. I don't think we have any leader. Katwish, if you give me a good leader, a good leader who can inspire confidence the way Hakainde Hichilema is inspiring confidence, maybe could try change. But at the moment we don't have it. We don't have. Zambia, we don't have a man that can do better than Hakainde Hichilema. Hakainde Hichilema has got a hang on things now. Hakainde Hichilema has got a hang on things because when he came in, it's true he was doing chipante-pante. That's why some of you say, you change. Yes, when Hakainde Hichilema came in, he was doing chipante-pante. You know, his speech was all about Edgar Lungu, was all about PF. But now you can see that he has gotten the steering wheel. He's gotten the steering wheel and he's on the highway. He's on a highway. If those things that he's talking about come to happen, I can assure you by the end of next term of Hakainde Hichilema, Zambia will not be the same. Zambia will not be the same. I can predict that 2 years after next year, load shedding would be the thing of the past. Based on what I heard yesterday, though I've not critically looked at it, I can assure you that in the next 2 years, God blesses us, we have the rain and the plans that Hakainde Hichilema has outlined. I can assure you we will not have load shedding by 2028. Of course, you want this thing to finish like yesterday, But me, I like to be real. Load shedding will not be finished like yesterday. We won't finish load shedding just like that. No. And no one can finish load shedding just like that. No. I mean, you need to invest. You need to invest. That is progress that can only come out of realistic investment. Realistic investment. Projects, huge projects coming in. Electricity is not just like it's not something that you just create from nowhere. No. You need to create those plants to generate electricity and to be able to sustain the demand. At the moment, we have got a very high demand. A very high demand. But what is coming out, what is being produced, is not meeting the demand. And this is why we are having load shedding. And for that load shedding to finish, you need those projects that Hakainde Hichilema was outlining. I mean, so many things. He touched on so many things. And I am so happy that, the issue of private sector was so pronounced in his speech yesterday. I think in the private sector, you need to support Hakainde Hichilema. Stop looking around to say, no, Vashan. Stop wasting your time looking at Vanani. Stop it. Focus on Hakainde Hichilema and help him to win next election and help him to actualize those plans. And of course, I mean, some of the policies, some of you people are talking about Bill 7. Bill 7. Bill 7. I mean, that Bill 7 is very progressive. Bill 7 is very progressive. Me, I'm supporting Bill 7. And I am encouraging by UPND. By UPND, don't be scared to bring Bill 7 back on the floor of the House. It is already in Parliament, by the way. It was not withdrawn from Parliament. It is still there. The only thing is, you need to continue where you left. You just need to continue where you left. Bring it back on the floor of the House. And let it pass, because it will pass. Let it pass. We need that Bill 7. For me, this is the problem. The other problem that we have in our country is that, you see, what is in Bill 7? A number of things which are in Bill 7 were in Bill 10. A number of things which are in Bill 7 were in Bill 10. But you see, UPND, unfortunately, now, Baleka, to say, no. Bill 7 is totally different from Bill 10. No. The progressive articles that were in Bill 10, they are there in Bill 7. Me, I supported Bill 10. And going through Bill 7, I have seen that a number of progressive ideas that were in Bill 10, which we wanted to implement in Bill 10, they are actually in Bill 7. So much as for UPND Valekana, because they don't want to look like they are doing a copy and paste. But the fact is that they may have changed the presentation, the way the language, it is still coming to the same. It is still coming to the same. And one day I will have time to take you through what was in Bill 7, what was in Bill 10, and what is in Bill 7. One day I will do that and show you that a number of progressive ideas which were in Bill 10, they are actually in Bill 7. But you see, the problem twakwata, by UPND, they criticized and they shut down Bill 10 because it was done by the PF. Okay? It was done by the PF. They had to shut it down. Now, the UPND, they have picked Bill 10, a number of issues, and brought them in Bill 7. And now the PF, they are refusing because it is UPND. Okay? So it is all about politics. But PF, the very things that they proposed, which by UPND they have brought in a different language, okay? Just different construction. That's it. But it's the same thing. There are very few things which are different. They have brought them. And now, PF is refusing. PF, you have been talking about delimitation. Just one good example. PF, you have been talking about delimitation. Delimitation. Kale mwatampiro kwenda pa delimitation. Bill 7 is talking about delimitation. And now, Murekana. You have been talking about delimitation from time immemorial. Delimitation, teva UPND va tampa. It is you, the PF, mweva itampide. Delimitation. Kale mwatampide. Sata was talking about delimitation. Delimitation was one of the issues that Sata spoke about when he was campaigning in 2011. He came into power. They started, I don't know if I could. What is the word? Anyway, they started the process. If you, for example, Sata did demarcate among districts. Why was he doing that? That is part of the PF manifesto. That's how Sata, because among districts, he could do it. He could do it. But when it comes to constituencies, you need delimitation. It is part of the law. You can't. The president cannot just come and say, "Okay, I'm demarcating this constituency." No, you can't do that. But Sata did it with the districts because it was part of PF manifesto. Of course, even in Bill 10, it came in. It came in Bill 10. And UPND, they shut it down. Okay, now UPND are in power. They have brought it. Imofutiba PF mulekana. No. Proportional representation. It is not coming with by UPND. We were talking about this. We wanted this. We were complaining if we were political parties who know. We were saying this system of the winner takes it all is not good. Because, like myself, when I contested my elections as a mayor, I was number 3. I got 21,000 votes. 21,000 votes. If we had proportional representation, I would be maybe sitting somewhere. Being part of government. But because it's the winner takes it all, I am out as if I never even got 21,000. Because those votes that I got 21,000, they are people that have got confidence in me. They are people that would want me to be part of government. So therefore, you can't just throw them away. I should be part of government representing those people that voted for me. I should be there. So this was there. We were discussing this. I remember that Zambia Center for Interparty Dialogue, ZDIC. They wanted to even say Edgar Lungu over this. Hakainde HM has brought it, and you are complaining. No, we don't want. That is not being progressive. That Bill 7. But then no Bill 7. What? But then Nakuma Koti. It has Bill 7. It has got more progressive clauses than those which are bad. And you will never have a constitutional reform without certain issues that you don't agree with. It is not possible that we can have a constitutional reform and we agree on everything. We will always have something that we like and we have something that we don't like. So, in this regard, I'm encouraging by UPND, based on those good things that I know which are in Bill 7, which are even supported in Bill 10, I'm supporting them even in Bill 7. And therefore, I am saying, by UPND, Mwikata Kuchani, don't waste time, don't procrastinate. Let Bill 7 come on the floor of the House. Those of you who are saying Bill 7 is bad, tell us what is bad. Tell us what is bad. Tell us what is bad. Because most of the things which are there, you propagated for those things under Bill 10. So, anyway, basically, what I'm just saying is that President Hakainde Hichilema's speech yesterday is in the right direction. But it needs the support of the Zambians. It needs the support of the Zambians. It needs the support of the international community as well. Remember, Zambia's budget is partly financed by the international community. So, first of all, ourselves, we need to support Hakainde Hichilema in those plans. We shouldn't be doing naysayers, waiting for Hakainde Hichilema to fail. Because that is a problem to Akwata. We want whoever is in power to fail. Even UPND, they were doing the same thing. They wanted PF to fail. And you want PF you want UPND to fail. You want Hakainde Hichilema to fail. You want those good progressive ideas to fail. But if they fail, who suffers for it? Who loses? Who loses? Eh? Because at the end of the day, you want, Hakainde Hichilema has failed. Hakainde Hichilema has failed. Who is losing out of that? It is the country. The country will be stagnant. The country will not move forward. But if we encourage each other, if we support good ideas, good plans, like the plans contained in yesterday's speech, our country will move forward. Hakainde Hichilema, whether he likes it or not, according to our constitution, 2031 is going. So what's the point of trying to sabotage Hakainde Hichilema? Let's not sabotage Hakainde Hichilema. The best is let's give him 2026, and when we give him 2026, let's support him, such that when he will be going in 2031, all you will have is a good legacy, and somebody will take over. There will be continuity on a good note. Not John Sefe, no, we are taking over a government that is broken, a government that is messed up. No, we need to change. We need to change. We need to change. We need to change. Hey, Lazi should Laz and by NGOCC nabo inebalampapusha barabana mayo baku NGOCC. But imwe ba NGOCC mwalimpapusha. This is for NGOCC. Na papata, if please share this part. Pere ni ba NGOCC. Ba NGOCC ni mwa leader. There was that ceremony. I don't know what ceremony was that. I think it's Women's Day. Women's Day, that's where Hakainde Hichilema spoke about it. Talking about the law or reforming the law. That's when the constitution rather. And by NGOCC, Hakainde Hichilema responded to what you were saying. You were the ones complaining to say, no, women are not being, are not sitting on the decision table. Women are being marginalized. What? You said all sorts of things. Hey, the youth see whatever. And Hakainde Hichilema on that day responded that we need to change the law. We need to, reform the law. He responded to what you said. Then by NGOCC, just because Laura Meet is talking too much, and the chapter 1 foundation is also talking, and Laz is also talking, you have also joined the bandwagon. Is it that there is someone, your sponsors, your funders have twisted you? Because by NGOCC, you actually supported Hakainde Hichilema on this. Even I remember, you supported Hakainde Hichilema. When did you change? When did you change? Eh? When did you change? What has made you change? Is it amafandazi? Eh? Is it because what is this? Action Aid is against it. Naimo mwachinja. Okay. Okuchinja is not a problem. But have good reasons why you are changing. So by NGOCC, tell us what has changed, because when this Bill 7 started, you were with the Hakainde Hichilema. What has changed? What has changed? And you see, my brothers and sisters, you should be very careful with people who talk in Zambia. You should be very careful. Some of these, especially among civil society, they talk based on the funders. If we actually I am even far much better than those that you respect, because others are worse mushani na wadis, in the sense that then if you are funders wale, if they don't do it, or if they don't propagate that, if they don't advocate according to what the funders want, you will see them changing. They will not. They will not. Look, for example, a good example, LGBTQ. LGBTQ. When there was Joe Biden in America, when there was Joe Biden, when there was let me just say, let me not personalize it, but let me say, when the Democrats were leading America, they were supporting LGBTQ. And there was funding to all those that were propagating or advocating for LGBTQ. Now, Trump has come in, the Republicans have come in, and they are not interested in the LGBTQ. Where are all those people who were busy propagating for LGBTQ? Where are they? Where are they? They have gone quiet. Why? Because there is no funding. Because there is no funding. They were not propagating for LGBTQ because they were convinced. No. Some of them, I mean, they even abhorred LGBTQ. But because of the funding, because of the job, because of Wakalilo, they were busy propagating for that. Now Trump has come. Can they? No, they have gone quiet. They have gone quiet. It's the same thing with these issues. This is what I'm suspecting by NGOCC, that NGOCC started by supporting, they were supporting Hakainde Hichilema on Bill 7. Now they have turned around. I am suspecting, could it be that some funder somewhere, you know, because at the moment, one thing that you also have to realize is that some of the international communities or some of the countries, they are not so much in favor of Hakainde Hichilema. This is the fact. This is why you are seeing some of these ambassadors coming out, making press conferences, quite now only politician. We have a situation where ambassadors have become part of the opposition. I mean, where is the diplomatic etiquette? Where is the diplomatic etiquette? Why do we have some of these ambassadors making press conferences in place of the opposition? In place of the opposition. How can we have an ambassador being more outspoken than the opposition? How? And you know, I always wonder, I refrain from talking about some of these issues because, you know, at issue, you know, you have to check who is feeding you. You have to check who is feeding you. Me, I'm a refugee. And as a refugee, you never know where you find yourself tomorrow. So you cannot go on a platform and start criticizing whichever country. You can't, because you don't know. Yeah, you don't know. And some of these countries are very powerful. So you hold back. But the point I'm trying to make is that some of these statements that have been coming from some of these ambassadors, some of these statements, I can assure you that they are not accurate. They are not accurate. They are not. They are not accurate. When there was a statement which was issued that, you know, so much medicine is being stolen, you know, a very huge percentage. I can't remember the percentage of how much medicine was being stolen, or medicines that were being found in pharmacies. It was a big figure, but really, I don't think that is true. I don't think that is true, because the figure that that guy gave, it meant that almost 90% of our pharmacies in the country were selling stolen medicine. But surely, Mwebandu, do you think that, I mean, all those pharmacies that we have, 90% of them would be selling stolen medicine? Does it make sense, Naimwe? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? So, some of these issues, and then when you talk about, there was another issue, even this issue, what is this, pollution, that issue of pollution, they released, you know, certain statistics and making it to say it is one of the worst in the world. Come on, Imwe, we have had pollutions in the world. Honestly, I mean, let's even talk. Anyway, some of these things I hold back because I'm a refugee. You never know what may happen. But some of the statistics that come up, they are not true. But because we are so much indoctrinated, whatever Musungu says, it is true. We even have data, not quarter data, so we have our own data. But just because a white man says it, we take it. That is the gospel truth. No. White as they may be, they also make mistakes. They are not infallible. They don't have the monopoly of wisdom or of data that whatever they say. How many mistakes do they make in their own countries? Even Donald Trump in the Oval Office, he releases a statement and the statement is not true. Remember the issue of South Africa, for example. He said, look, all those crosses are a representation of people who have died. It's like there was a massacre in South Africa of white farmers. But really, up to today, where is that place? Up to today, those pictures that Trump showed in the Oval Office, where is that place? We saw it on a picture. But if you go to South Africa, who can point to say this is the place? Who can point? Because up to today, even Trump himself cannot really point to say this is the area. They showed the pictures, but they never mentioned which place that is. We have my good friend Charlie Cake. I've been following him, and I'm so passionate about him, and I feel so emotional. Look, how many speeches did they make? Statements. Oh no, the shooter has been arrested. No, he has not been arrested. No, there's whatever. So many statements until finally they have gotten the real shooter. So, but when it comes to Zambia, when it comes to Africa, these representatives of these superpowers, they come out like whatever they say is the gospel truth. And we, the Zambians, don't even want to challenge it. We don't. Just because Alando Msungu, Chapwa, even everyone now start talking. Have you verified? What the problem? We don't want to read. We don't want to read. We don't want to be critical. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that the speech of Hakainde Hichilema is very good. And it needs to be supported. Supported by ourselves as Zambians, supported by the international communities. We cannot have the international community, so much against us. What is it? I know some of the problem that we have, the trade war of China and America is being fought in different countries. This is why you saw that, let me just say it, America had to invest in hiring consultants to release a report. They had to put in money to do the propaganda. It is not so much about Zambia. From my perspective, from my point of view, I saw that as a trade war between China and America. That is why they were propagating it all over. It was all over. This is the waste pollution, you know. It is a waste pollution. Because the mine is owned by the Chinese. And where America can malign China, I mean, they will go to town. They will go to town to make sure that that comes out. And yet we Zambians, I mean, we don't even question. We are not even questioning. We just there. Yeah. No, we should be critical. The point is, we need to support Hakainde Hichilema and his government for those good ideas to be actualized. Otherwise, as a country, we will lose. Yes, we will think to say, no, we will start saying, hey, Hakainde Hichilema failed, Hakainde Hichilema failed. But ultimately, it would be our country that would have failed. So, let's support Hakainde Hichilema. Let's support those progressive ideas. What we say on social media, don't just come to social media just because somebody has said something negative and you run with it. No. Question first, at least. Be critical. Think twice before you start talking big about it. Don't be like Avena Nakachinda, who go into another country and start talking whatever. I know somebody will say, hey, but Hakainde Hichilema used to do it. Yes, he used to do it. But I'm sure he has learned a lesson. That you don't go out and start talking bad of your country. Uplift your country. There is no one who gains by damning somebody to say he has failed. No one. We lose as a country. So let's support our country. Let's build our country. That is my project. That is my agenda. I want us to support our country. I want us to be patriotic. I want us to support Hakainde Hichilema. It is not about me. Therefore, I'm going to Zambia. Kale mwata mbukula that, hey, Dad, you want to come back? You want to come back? I'm still here. I'm still here. Imwe, hey, you want to come back? You want to come back? Kuzambia nkaimona po swimming pool yaso. Have you seen this swimming pool? Where do you find this swimming pool? Where do you find this swimming pool? Nikui sankara samba. Kunonda samba every day na ingira mu swimming pool na samba na mfogwi. No, come back. Hey, you want to come back? Away. It is about patriotism. And even the issue of changing government, I'm insisting that we continue with Hakainde Hichilema. Because changing government is costly. The moment you change government, ama plans yonse ya kwa Hakainde Hichilema nishifia serenkana, you know, you need to deploy people, you need to remove some people, disappoint people. It is just crazy. We lose so much money in the process of changing government. So, for the good of the country, let us reserve that money. Let us reserve that money. If I could, I would even say let's not have elections on the presidential level. If I could, I would even say let's not have elections. And I hope there won't be so many people standing as presidential candidates, because each candidate, we waste money on that candidate. No matter how useless that candidate may be, we lose money by printing those ballot papers. Those ballot papers cost a lot of money just for one guy. If we have fewer candidates, we spend less money. And I wish we could think in those lines. So, let's support this guy. Let him continue until 2031. Let him continue. It is about patriotism. It is about progress for our country. So, yeah, that's the thing. And others have been talking about, oh no, your friend Ethel has been arrested. Your friend Ethel has been arrested. Ethel is a very good friend of mine. This is for Ethel. Ethel Chisono. This is for Ethel. And I want to reveal to you that Ethel is a very good friend of mine. Ethel, I think if there is one person that I interact with more often out of social media, it is Ethel. Out of social media relationship, if I could put it that way, out of social media relationship, it is Ethel. You know, the first time that I got in touch with Ethel, or I connected with Ethel, it's when I was coming from South Africa. remember when I was coming to South Africa and I came with a vehicle, and when I reached the border, the police were looking for me. They wanted to arrest me. I was desperate. I didn't want them to arrest me in Livingstone. I wanted them to arrest me in Lusaka. I knew they were going to arrest me, but I wanted them to arrest me in Lusaka. So I wanted to make sure that I clear the vehicle, then I drive into Lusaka, and thereafter surrender to the police. Unfortunately, I mean, Wakapokola, they were all over. The police were all over. They were just all over. And I had just paid for my car, and my bank account was empty after paying for clearing the vehicle. I had no money. And I was stranded somehow. I was stranded. And I started calling my PF connections. I started calling my PF connection, including Edgar Lungu at that moment. I was looking for 15,000 so that I could hire a vehicle to bring me into Lusaka. Since the vehicle, they had detained it. I had cleared the vehicle, but the police came in and put a caveat on it that it should not be released. So the vehicle could not be released. And but I wanted to get into Lusaka. I wanted to get into Lusaka without the police arresting me. So I wanted a 15,000 for me to hire a vehicle to bring me into Lusaka. Called a number of PF, whatever, all those that you think, whatever. Nobody was able to help me, including by Edgar Lungu. Nobody. Because some of you, when you talk, you are unappreciative, whatever, you don't appreciate. I'm telling you, PF gave me more trouble than pleasure or than help. Yeah, PF gave me more trouble than the help that they gave me. They gave me, you can't use a bus. How can you use a bus? How can I use a bus? You can't use a bus. I couldn't use a bus. They would have arrested me parody block. Just parody block, and I would have been fished out. The police were searching in Yotokama taxis, but they search. Yeah, the bad Livingstone that night. Yeah, they got bad. Anyway, I even posted on social media. Na request take a phone, but take a phone ka S22, ka Samsung Galaxy S22. It was latest by then, and I was there willing to sell it. To say, please, I'm selling the phone. Give me the money. No one responded. No one responded. Wakapokola, babu mshako na kagero kabu fi. No, I can give you the money. Watu wanaka mwanajeni yabu fi. Anyway, Ethel came to my aid at that moment. Ethel came to my aid. She came to my aid. She lent me that money. Unfortunately, by the time she was sending that money, I was already arrested. I was already arrested and brought to Lusaka. Ethel gave me 15,000. And that 15,000, by that time it was there in Congole, but up to now I've not even given her. Because the friendship that is there, I mean, we joke and whatever, you know. It's like she has not needed it. She has not needed it, and she has just been like, no. Because from there, I've just been having problems. And she always said, I mean, you can't give me the money, you don't have the money. Okay? And a number of times, so we chat. We chat quite often. She's always checking up on me. Recently, I was really down. Really down. I was so stressed. And I spoke to Ethel, and she told me, go and see a psychologist. She even sent me, I think, $100 for me to go and see a therapist. So, she's a very good friend. She's a very good friend, a very reliable friend. She talks too much on social media. She's loud, and of course she has got her own moods. Sometimes when she comes on social media, what she says, she says big things. Sometimes, she's mild. She's just like everybody, the rest of us. But recently we have been talking. you know, we have been talking with Ethel to say, come on, let's change. Let's support, you know, this government. Let's support them. Because we can't change government in 2021. What I've just been telling you here, I've been talking to Ethel. And she sees my point. She has seen my point. And this is why you don't see Ethel coming out the way she used to come out those days. Those days, yes, most of us, we were motivated by the Alebo de Rapport agenda. We were pushing for Edgar Lungu. That is why Ethel was coming out the way she was coming out. But now, Ethel is not with the Alebo de Rapport agenda. Ethel is just like me. And I can assure you, I've been talking to Ethel. We are quite progressive in what we you know, we are espousing for. So arresting Ethel, yes, because she said those things at that moment, I think I want to appeal. I want to appeal to the UPND that you need to understand some of us. You know, there are moments when political hype is just and we come out strongly, what, we want to drive a point. But in my politics, whatever Ethel said, nobody died out of it. Whatever Ethel said, nobody got sick out of it. I am not trying to defend Ethel to say, no, she didn't do anything wrong, whatever. No. Ethel is as guilty as I am. Ethel is as guilty as I am. And Ethel is as guilty as many other politicians are. Even by HH, when he was in opposition, I mean, some of the things that he said, if he was arrested, I mean, it would have been something else. So, I do understand that those things, yes, they were said, and they are not good. I am telling you, they were not good. But frankly speaking, I think Ethel is being arrested at the wrong time. Ethel is being arrested at the wrong time. She's being arrested at the wrong time. I think she's a person that should be used, you know, to campaign for progressive ideas. That is my plea. Nami Papata. That is my plea. You check Ethel. Check Ethel's postings recently. You have arrested her for something that she said so that all that time. But fear repeater. Even me na even me na I said a lot of things. It's true. But you know, let's move. That is my pleading. And I'm saying this because I know this person. I talk to this person. And a number of people also, even in UPND, they talk to her. She doesn't hesitate to, you know, to call, to consult on something and whatever. And she calls Avashkia. You know, I was talking to somebody, this. You know, she's very progressive. Umulandu wa Emmanuel Musonda. Awe, umulandu chachine, but kwadi bano kwelela. Chishinka tuli bantu tulaluba. We are human beings. We make mistakes. Sometimes we get excited, like I'm saying, with the politics that is currently going on. We get excited. So sometimes mwefi, mwalela kufio mundu. Ine, ndelo mbela kwa Ethel. That I think Mwamwikata, yes, there are certain things that she said, even me I don't agree. But there was a time. So such a person, ine ndelo mbokovati, I mean, cancel her. We have been cancelling each other. With Ethel, we have been cancelling each other. And we have reached a very good position that we can contribute to our country than being arrested and whatever. Please allow Ethel to be part of a UPND agenda, part of Hakainde Hichilema's progressive ideas. That is my appeal. Please allow Ethel to be part of Hakainde Hichilema's progressive ideas. She talks, and yes, she gets out of the way. I mean, we have spoken about that, and I've been telling her to say, no, please, don't go that side. And really, she has been doing very well. She's actually a responsible young lady, that one. She's a teacher. Where she comes from, she's a teacher. She's a teacher. She even teaches Sunday school. She teaches abana kunanikani Sunday school. She's a very responsible person, very, very responsible person. Just that I'm a politics, to, it gets the West out of us. So ina ndelomberako Ethel, ndemulomberako na papata. Na papata mweba kunanikani uko kuma force headquarters shana shana. Just go. Mulole shepama pali Ethel. You will prove me right that Ethel is not the person that she was during that time. Just like I'm not the person that I was. I'm not. I'm different. So na papata. Tapali wafu de pafiala ndire Ethel. Tapali wafu de. Tapali wafu de adi landa tiadi pita. Tien tufilaweko. Let's consider now. Let Ethel be cancelled. Let Ethel be integrated in this progressive agenda of Hakainde Hichilema. You need all of us. You need all of us. The more we are, the better. The more we are, the better. The more we are who are coming on social media and countering some of these naysayers, the better. We have a lot of doomsayers and naysayers. So we need more people that can counter this. And Ethel is one of those soldiers that can be used very well. So napapata Ethel, muchitenfe kanso, takanya, shani. She came to mourn her grandmother. Please napapata. Just cancel her. I am not defending, I'm not saying what she said was right. No. But please, cancel her. Allow her to mourn her grandmother. Let her return back to her work. She just got permission. Let her go back and continue working. Okay. Ichalo for chava. Even then, she's also progressive. Look, let me tell you, these people, some of these people that talk, some of these, I'm a politics. It is not right to always be punishing people. It's not always right to be punishing people. It is better to win people than to be punishing them. People don't just talk. Lilian Mutambo doesn't just talk anyhow. Lilian Mutambo. She has got where she's coming from. She has got a frustration. So no muntu frustrated. And what you do is arrest that person. No, that is not good politics. Muntu ngaba frustrated mukonkeni iwe chirishani. What's your problem? Finch fia shupa. Ikala patultumfwe. I'm telling you, Lilian is not a problem. Lilian Mutambo, to me, is not a problem. There are a number of people who are frustrated. Look at Bananya. Even Achane Wamdara. Bashinono. What is his name? Bashinono. Bashinono was complaining. I regret helping Haka in the HM. Vasichinga. I regret helping Haka in the HM. He's just frustrated. Those are people that you just go aside and talk to him. Business, everything is sorted out. You weaken your position if you are creating enemies in politics. You weaken your position if you are, because somebody has said something bad, you are chakwikata, you feel bad, and you want to fix them. You weaken yourself. But you strengthen yourself if you win. Even those who are criticizing you, you win them. Then you are strengthening yourself. By UPND, Mungu Fikshewino win. I'm a political consultant. I know these things. If you win a critic to your side, you are becoming stronger. But if you go against your critics to destroy them, you are becoming weaker. So those who are against you, In politics, those are the people that you should target to bring over. Not those who are just praising you, the sycophants. No. Target those who are critical to you. Bring them on your side. Bring them on your side. Lilian Mutambo, bring her on your side. Bring her on your side, because Lilian Mutambo, she's talking too much. She's talking too much. So imagine if Lilian Mutambo is brought on this side. If this Kachel young girl, she talks. She talks. If you win that one on your side, Baba Emmanuel Mwamba, you know, you talk about Emmanuel Mwamba like he is some divinity, a very difficult guy. Emmanuel Mwamba is a human being. Emmanuel Mwamba is a human being. He's a politician. He's a politician. Emmanuel Mwamba, I mean, just give him what to do. Give him what to do. And all those useless things that he does, they will crumble. They will crumble. That's all you do. That's all you do. He doesn't have a job. Emmanuel Mwamba doesn't have a job. And he has created a job now for himself now. Emmanuel Mwamba verified. He has created a job for himself. That guy, give him a job. Finish. Emmanuel Mwamba verified niche. Kaba crumbled. Kaba crumbled. Those are not difficult, but Emmanuel Mwamba pesha. Why have you failed to sort out that Emmanuel Mwamba? Why have you failed? To sort out Emmanuel Mwamba. If I were in the position of influence, I wouldn't. But you think that, no, let's fight. No. You are in government, you are the one losing. If government is fighting, you know, those who are criticizing it, you are the one who are becoming weaker. You are in power, you need to strengthen yourself. You need to strengthen yourself. I mean, aren't you happy that I'm talking for you? Aren't you happy that I am part of your agenda? Aren't you happy? Isn't this benefiting to you than if I was on the other side? When I was on the other side, you were not sleeping. You were every day worried. What is Tayali saying? What is Tayali saying? Now I'm on your side. Isn't it better? Why can't you do the same to Emmanuel Mwamba? Why can't you do the same to Lilian Mutambo? Why can't you do the same to Kachea? These are just human beings. These are just human beings. Very easy to handle, to manage. Very easy to manage. So even Akaka Ethel Waka, come on, don't waste your resources on Ethel. Instead, use her. Don't waste resources on Ethel. Ethel is already on this side. Ethel, narimupanga. I can put it that way. Ethel narimupanga. Ethel narimupanga. Narimupanga. It's not even if anything, she's the one that has given me. And yet, we talk. We are on the same trajectory. On the same trajectory. So why do you want to waste resources on Ethel? Mulekeni Ethel na papata. Mulekeni. She's a good tool. At least I coordinate with her. She's one of those that I coordinate with her. And I've coordinated with her very well. Especially in this last few days on a number of issues. Issue you say, Ethel, we have been talking. If you see perfect kadisa imbi uko. Nsa katumina phone you Ethel. Ngo kulea mona nifine. Now we are talking the same. We are talking the same language. So why do you want to waste resources on Ethel? Please, Napapata, don't waste resources on Ethel. Let Ethel go. Let Ethel go. She's a tool. At least to me, I can assure you, she's one of those people that we need. She's one of those people that we need. At least me, I mean, I need her. I need her. Not for whatever, but I know what she does. She has got also her own people. Boss lady. She has got also her own people. Umuntu akwataba, whether akwataba the 5 yaba 10, ma politics kumuleta pepi. The solution is not to kumikata movie kemchifungo. That's not the solution. She's just a young lady. She's young. Ethel, she's young. Let her continue with her life. Ngamwamu ikata muzambia mumulonge mufifungo because apanama beo mwalambo kushupa because she's an American chala shupa. Palasti you have a young person whose life would have been destroyed instead of being built for herself and for the country. If you take Ethel with the legal processes and whatever, you will destroy her life, but you will also waste resources of our country. But if you release Ethel, with a good counsel, Ethel, her life will continue. She will continue helping the people that she helps. Ethel helps a lot of people. She will continue helping people, and she will contribute to what President Hakainde Hichilema is trying to do. Uyule ambok pange chongo kukuside, but I think nanjing them swimming pool. If you feel naranda sana actually, nanjing them swimming pool if you nangu. Ile loka kaiti na ine ndevomba. So now I'm swimming pool. I'm going in the swimming pool. Anyway, we'll talk pasande. It is actually just because natural influence. Number influence can die in the name of the samba. Tayari refo kuwera. Kuna kusuma guys. Kusuma. Tayari pa fenga taukwe torupia. Taukwe torupia you wako bad. Yeah. Apaso ni mpia. Ayu PND na wo. Ayu PND. Please over kuna imwe. Chura fena no tunda la machan chan. Anyway, bye.